Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be working on largest substring between two equal characters. And in the problem you're given a string s and you want to return the length of the longest substring between two equal characters, excluding the two characters. If there's no such substring, return -1, and a substring is a contiguous sequence of characters within a string. So in this first example, the optimal substring is the empty string because the two characters are over here and over here. And in the second example, there are no duplicate characters. Or actually, no, there are, sorry. There are two A's, so the optimal substring is BC, right in between them, so that's 2. And finally, in the last example, there are no duplicate characters, so you want to return -1. So let's say you have a string, and we're going to draw it with an array. So let's say you have a string like this, and we'll have some characters. So let's just say we have like A and A over here, or maybe let's have an A over here. Let's have a B, C, C, A, C, D, A, C, or something, right? So there's a few ways to do this. One way is to just kind of do a brute force, like you just start at this character, and you literally just go to the end, right? So we can just be like, okay, let's start here, and let's find the last location. We don't even have to find the last location of A. We can just go from whatever character we're at, we can go to the end, and we can just check, like, okay, is that the same character? If it is, how long is the substring between those just by using the indices? So in this case, it would be like a substring of length 0. Then we check here, is this equal to A? No. Let's move on. Is this equal to A? No. Let's move on. Is this equal to A? Yes. Calculate the length here. And then keep going all the way to the end. Then you start the second character and you do the same thing. So you start this A and you just keep going like, every character. Then you go to the next character and you go from that one all the way to the end. And that's going to be like an n-squared solution, right? So essentially start at every character, look for a matching character, figure out the length of that substring, and just return. So that's one way to do it. The better way to do it, though, is actually to pre-compute these ahead of time. So what you can actually do, it's going to be pretty simple, is you can just have a hash map. And this is a pretty common type of problem where we need to know like the first and last location of a character in a string, right? So we just want to know like where's the first location, where's the last location, and then we could figure out how long that substring is in between. So the way to do that is pretty straightforward. You just loop, and we can kind of demonstrate this as well. So we can show this, and then we can have like a dictionary. So essentially, whenever we find a letter, like here, we're going to say, okay, we don't have this A before, so we're going to store it in our dictionary. And whenever we find a letter and we didn't see it before, we'll just have a tuple of, or an array of 2 numbers, right? Its current index and its current index. Then, if we find it again, like here we see we do have the key of A before, so we found it again. So we can just, remember, we want the start and the end index. So the start index will always stay the same. And then anytime we find a character that we already have, we can just update the end index to the current index. So we'll update this to 1. Then we'll keep going and we'll say, okay, we don't have a C, so let's add a C in here. So C with, remember, start and end index will be the same. Then we keep going. D, we don't have it in here yet, so let's add in a D. So 33. A, we do have an A, so let's update that A end index to 4. C, we do have a C, let's update that to 5. A, we do have it, so let's update that to 6. C, we have it, so we're going to update it twice, so after both of these, it'll be 8. And finally, B, we don't have it, so let's put it in. So B will have. Now we basically have an array of 26 characters maximum, right, no matter how long this is, or we have a dictionary of 26 characters maximum, which is great for space because this can be a billion characters. We'll still only have 26 characters maximum, and every character will have a start index and end index. Then we just have to go through our characters. So, for example, these are our characters, right? So let's make this a little bit bigger. So let's say we don't even care about the character. We really just need the start and end index for all of them. So let's say our start and index for A is 0 and 6. So how long is the subarray between these two characters? And so we can take a look. So 0 and 6 is here. So the subarray is here. So it should be 5, right? So basically, you can kind of work this out. The way to get the subarray between the two characters is end minus start minus 1, right? So if you have these two, then this is 5. Let's say you have something like these two. This would be 8 minus 1 minus 1, which would be 6, which is 6 characters, and so on, right? And the nice thing about this is if our start and end are the same, let's say they're like 2 and 2, when we do this, we will just get -1, right? 2 minus 2 minus 1, so we'll just get -1. Then we simply go through all of our values and we just maximize this. So for this will be 5, right? N minus start plus 1. This will be 5, or sorry, n minus start minus 1. So we can write that down. So end minus start minus 1. So here, yeah, we will get 5. Then here, we will get -1. And here, we will get -1. Then we just simply maximize, right? We go through all of our values, we maximize whichever one. It's going to be these two are going to give you the maximum. And it's going to be 5. So that's kind of how you do it. Pretty straightforward. You just need to recognize I need to find the first and last index of a character in a string, because the first and last index of every character will give me the biggest possible subarray with that with the substring in between those characters, right? Like if an A occurs here and a bunch of other places, to get the biggest substring in between A's, you want the leftmost A and the rightmost A, which is the first and last occurrence of the A. That's pretty much it, and let's code it. So we can just have like locations or something, locks, and we'll just say for, we can enumerate this. So for index value and enumerate s, if the value is in here already, then let's just update the end index. So we'll just say locks value 1. Let's update that to be the current index. And if the value is not in here, then let's put in at the start and index and the same index, right? So like here, it'll just be I. I think I need to tab this. There we go. So now finally, we're going to have a dictionary of start and end locations. Now we just need to go through and maximize it. Yeah. You could do this in one line. So I'll do the like normal solution, then I'll show you how to do it in one line. I think you can do it in one line anyway. So normal solution is just make a result, go through all the values. So we can just say like for start, end, in locks values, right? So all the values will be these tuples. We don't really care about the character, we just care about the values, and then just maximize the result here. So we can just say result equals max of result and end minus start. And like I said, if a character has the same start and end index, this will give you a -1, so that's fine, because we do want to return -1 if there are no duplicate characters. So this will auto do it for us. So you can return result here. I think that should work. Let's see what error we have. Invalid syntax. Oh, it's because of this. Okay. So this should be 0. Oh, let's see. Oh, and minus start minus 1. Okay. Here we go. So this does work. The efficiency is kind of all over the place. So the way to do this in one line, just if you're curious about Python syntax, is you can do this. So you can say return max, and then we can just get a list comprehension here. So I think we can say like start, or sorry, it'd be like this. It'd be like n minus start minus 1 for, I think you can do something like start end in locations.values. I think that'll work. So you basically get an array of all of these values, and then return the max value. So let's see if that works. It does. Okay, cool. So there we go. So that also, interesting. Yeah, that also does work. If you were curious about doing one liner, either one of these is fine. Okay. Yeah. So let's do the time and space for this one. So this is going to be essentially we're looping through our string once. And then we are looping through our characters, but because s is only lowercase characters, looping through the characters is basically going to be constant time because there's only 26 character max. Like this can be 3 billion. This will still be, this part will be O of 1. So I'm going to say this is O of n. And the space I'm going to say is O of 1, just like in my previous videos, because there's only 26 characters max. You could say O of like different characters if you wanted to get more specific, but I'm just going to write O of 1 because there's only 26 characters, so the string can be billions and whatever trillions of characters, and our dictionary will still be only 26. So yeah, I think that's going to be all for this one. So last problem for the year. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, and if you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.